Hello YouTube, my name is Antoine, or as some of you may know me as Django from TikTok, and I am here to discuss who I would start for England in the World Cup. Essentially, my England starting 11 for the World Cup. This is based on current form and injuries, and yeah, that's it really. I'm not like Southgate. I don't have any loyalty to the players really. It's just who's playing well and who deserves to play for England this World Cup. Or that's just my opinion. The World Cup isn't here yet, so it could change, but we never know. We're going to start off in goal. We have Aaron Ramsdale. In my opinion, he's been the best England goalkeeper this season. His team is first, Arsenal, and really and truly he's been doing fantastic for them. Behind him, as a backup goalkeeper, or my second choice, you would say, is Dean Henderson, who for Forest may be doing well, but you know they say you can't always blame goalies for conceding. He's not dealing with a great Forest side, but he's still managing to do his best and do well whenever I watch him. So yeah, and he's got the passion for it. So yeah, it would either be him or obviously Nick Pope. So yeah, because Nick Pope is doing fantastic also. So that's three goalkeepers there. But moving on to my right back, it would have been Reece James by a country mile, but his injury has set him off on this one. And my starting right back is going to be Kieran Trippier, who, regardless of Reece James being injured, would have still been a backup right back, because this season, Newcastle, as a whole, this season is doing very well. But Trippier, Pope, and even St. Maximin, when he was doing well at the beginning of the season, were very big standouts. And he's still, to this day, to this video, doing very well. So he definitely gets the starting spot, in my opinion. But, you know, Southgate, he might end up playing a left back there or something like that. It's Southgate, man. We never know, really. But yeah, Kieran Trippier definitely takes that right back spot. In the left back spot, hit with another injury, it would have been Chilwell. He's been fantastic for Chelsea this season. Cucurella got signed. Everyone's expecting him to play, especially under Potter. But no, Chilwell stepped up, still doing his thing. But unfortunately, he and Reece James have both been striked with a bad injury and are both going to miss the World Cup, I'm pretty sure. So for the left-back spot, we're going to have to go with currently in decent form Luke Shaw. He may not be getting as many assists as he used to, but he's keeping clean sheets and he's playing good for Man U right now, who are also playing very well this season compared to last season. So definitely Luke Shaw in left-back, Trippier in right-back. The two centre-backs, one of them has to be John Stones if he's fit. Honestly, he's England's best centre-back by far, really, by a country mile. You would say there's no one else you really could say. Maybe Tomori, maybe Maguire for England, not for club. But honestly, Jones does it for both club and country. So yeah, it definitely has to be him if he's not injured. And the other centre-back, by a country mile again, will be Ben White. For Arsenal, he has been playing right-back this season as they've got Saliba and Gabriel at the back. But his first position was centre-back, and he's been playing well as a right-back. But I reckon he can still put in a shift at centre-back. And based on his current form, again, he's been fantastic for Arsenal week in, week out with their fixtures, playing 90 minutes every time. So he definitely gets the centre-back spot in this game, in this team. Moving on to the midfield, we are playing a 4-2-3-1. That's the way I'm making this team. So our two holding midfielders or box-to-box centre mids will be Declan Rice, and obviously, without a doubt, I'm sure you could guess a million times over who I'm going to say next, Jude Bellingham, who's been absolutely fantastic this and last season. I wouldn't say he's criminally underrated, but as a centre mid, because he's a centre mid and you don't see him bagging a lot of goals, he still does bag goals and assists, but because you don't see it often, I feel like he gets a little bit overlooked and he doesn't really get talked about. But as of recently, he's been playing well, he's been getting the recognition he deserves, and big clubs are on the hunt to get him. So yeah, we'll hopefully see him come to the Prem next season. Maybe he does well, maybe he doesn't. Obviously, I hope he does. But yeah, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, that midfield duo, if the chemistry is there and they're both on form, incredible, really. I don't like to overrate Declan Rice because I feel like he is criminally overrated, but he is still a good footballer, and what he's done for West Ham in these last few seasons has been good. Very, very amazing. He would be more of a defensive midfielder, meanwhile Bellingham would be more of a box-to-box, kind of like a Eriksen role for Man U, if you know what I mean. Our cam, based on this season, would be James Maddison, in my opinion. For Leicester, who have been doing bad regardless, James Maddison has been putting in quality performances week in, week out. been their best player this season by far, and just because he fits straight into that cam position for a side like England would be amazing, especially if he plays well. We haven't seen much of Maddison for England. Everyone was expecting him to be an England great, really, but he's still only about 26 years of age, so he does have a little bit of time left, but hopefully Southgate comes to his senses. Hopefully Southgate comes to his senses and just starts actually watching these other players and putting faith in these other players instead of putting faith in his friends. Our two wingers for this 4-2-3-1 are on the left, Phil Foden, or he could be on the right. Regardless, he's a versatile player. He can even play cam in midfield. Phil Foden this season, even though he doesn't play all the time because Pep roulette, Pep rotation, he has so many world-class players that he has to rotate and get game time. Phil Foden has been fantastic for City whenever he's played. Linking up with Haaland, getting goals and assists from Haaland. Honestly, he's been such a great player, such quality in one package for like a 22-year-old. It's uncanny, really. So yeah, Phil Foden definitely gets the left mid, right mid spot, who we're going to be rotating with Marcus Rashford, who for Manchester United may not be scoring all the goals that you expect him to, but his on the ball movement, his passing is decent, and honestly his pressing from either wing or up top is amazing. And honestly, if he was to intertwine with Foden, or who I'm going to put as striker, which I'm sure we can all guess who I'm going to put as striker for England, I'm sure it's pretty obvious. It would just be amazing, especially seeing Rashford in the England squad again after the Euros. It would be such a big thing. And the main man up top, I'm not sure if this man wears number 9 for England, to be fair, but the number 9, Harry Kane. Come on, who else? Tammy Abraham, Tony, doing well. Well, Abraham's not doing particularly well this season, but Tony's doing well this season. But Harry Kane, he's a clear choice, really. Whenever you think England, the players you mainly think of, well, the first person that comes to mind is Harry Kane, and obviously when you think of a manager, you think of Southgate. But Harry Kane, every England starting lineup, he has to go in there, especially this season. He's not even having a bad season. Last season at the beginning, he was ghosting a lot, and then he started picking up goals and he got back into that Golden Boot race. But this season, he started off well, he's continued well, and he's, at the moment, still doing well. So he definitely has to get that number 9 spot in this England lineup, in my opinion. Rashford, Harry Kane, Foden, Maddison, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Ben White, John Stones, Kieran Trippier, and Luke Shaw, along with Ramsdale in goal. Please let me know what you think of my England lineup, any changes you would make down in the comments below, and I'm hoping that England can win the World Cup this season. As much as I love Messi and Ronaldo, I want my country to win it. It would be phenomenal, really. Let me know what you think of this lineup in the comments below. Do you think I've made some right decisions? What would you change? And yeah, I'll see you next week for Anton's analysis on the Premier League game week.